today is Thursday, and I promised my neighbors that I offered to take them a plate of food. So what I'm going to make tonight is Tikka Masala, and this is the spice, the seasonings I like. Kitchens of India, and it's available on Amazon. And Tikka Masala is my second favorite. I think just the curry chicken is probably my favorite, but these are very similar, very similar. So if you haven't ever tried this before, it is so easy. It'll make you look like a good cook because you just put that in there and 2 cups of water and some potatoes. So I went to the store and I got some of these potatoes, little small ones. Steam and Savor Honey Gold bite-sized potatoes. And I think it says on here triple washed. It says triple washed because they always, you're always afraid you're gonna get some dirt and be eating it and So although it does say triple washed, naturally, I don't trust it. So I'm gonna open up and I'll show you how many potatoes I'm putting in this one. And just rinse them one more time. Actually, I'm gonna just put them in a bowl. You can see how many I'm gonna use. I'm gonna cut these up. So I'm not gonna use more than that because it'll become overpowering. But you wanna have at least that much because these are so enjoyable to eat in a curry, They're like, because they're real soft and everything. I can smell the potatoes from here. It smells like earth, basically. So I'm just giving them a couple more rinses. And I can make a mess here. So I'm going to cut them up a little bit. I'm going to use this knife, Paudin, P-O-U-D-I-N. This is my neighbor's son. His name's Walker. He gave this to me for Christmas, this past Christmas. So hopefully it's sharp enough to do the trick. It's fairly sharp. It's not as sharp as some of the ones I've seen. But we want to cut them up, but we don't want to cut it too small. But don't want to. If you don't cut it up, then it just doesn't really absorb the flavor. So that's a real bummer. So let's cut these up a little bit. I'm really ahead of myself. It's 3:11, and I don't have to have it ready till 5:30. But it's not going to hurt having it ready a little bit early. That way, I won't be pressured with time. All right, I already cut that up. Okay, so those look pretty good, right? No huge pieces, but Okay, so this came out of my deep freeze. Food Lion 10/18/2023. So we're in July. So that shows you how old this is. It was vacuum packed. So. And luckily I had 2 pieces, so they'll easily fit in there. I always use 3 chicken breasts for this particular dish. So there's the third one. Okay. So I got my 2 cups of water out of the refrigerator. It's filtered. Just pour that down here. And the whole purpose of the water is to ensure that, it has enough steam and everything. It can make steam. So I really put the chicken in there. I put the potatoes next. Right on top. And then I put the paste in. This is just so easy. It's a really thick paste. It actually kind of looks gross. Looks like waste or something coming out, but it's a paste. What do you expect? Okay, so we got the paste. This is actually made in India, by the way. Okay, so you got the paste of the tikka masala in there, and just put it right there. You don't even have to mix it around or anything like that. And then you just put it in here. All right. And I do an hour and 10 minutes. That's probably a bit much, but I like the chicken to be tender. And I'm gonna make 2 full cups of rice, so that's 4 cups of water, purified water. So here's 2 cups. And here is the other 2 cups. So I have to put a little bit of butter in there. I always add butter to my rice. And since we're making that much rice, actually a good amount of rice, I want to use this much butter. All right. It's especially important that you boil this and don't just put the rice in it right away, because if that bouillon cube is not completely dissolved, it'll be just like a little chunk of black, and it'll get stuck to the rice and it'll look gross, like there's something wrong. It smells good though. It smells like, well, it smells like spices in some way. I know it's just chicken bouillon, but so then we're gonna put 2 cups of rice. This is my little cup. So 1 and 2. So now that we have the rice in here boiling, you can see the color of that, the color from the bouillon cubes and from the butter. So what I do then, I cover it up. So then once it is boiling, I put it on melt, which is the lowest temperature, and then I set a timer for 20 minutes. Timer 20:00 timer. And then when I come back after 20 minutes, I'll turn that off and I'll just let it sit there. And it'll be already done, but I just let it sit there for longer, a little bit longer, so that I'm sure it's soft. Okay, so the rice is done, and this is what it looks like. It's a nice kind of little bit of a yellow tone to it, color to it. So we'll just open this up. I've already released the pressure. It looks like a dog pooped in there or something, doesn't it? Well, so anyway, we're gonna stir that up. I gotta take the chicken out anyway, because I gotta fix that, you know, kind of shred it up a little bit. So we're gonna take the chicken out. The advantage of shredding it up is that flavor. See the inside there where it's not colored? So you want to get that flavor on all the pieces. So that's the real reason. You don't want to bite into a piece of chicken and not have the flavor. So it also helps you eat it. It helps you not put too much in your mouth at the same time. So you definitely have to shred it. I remember when I was growing up, my mother used to make chicken and rice, and I think she did this with her hands, which is another way to do it, but it's just so hot when you do it with your hands. And this way you don't burn your fingers, you know. So I'm just gonna stir this around a little bit, be sure all that the paste is dissolved, and it is. I mean, I don't even see any of the paste in there, so it was dissolved. I guess you could always dissolve it before you cooked it, but there's no point. And you see all those potatoes in there. Potatoes and curry are really good. I'm wondering if that's enough gravy, you know, if that's enough juice. I might have to add some water to it. So then we'll just add the chicken, shredded chicken, and let's see how much liquid we have, how much sauce we have after that. I mean, the sauce is thick enough and rich enough to support if I do that. Let me just try adding a little bit. Okay, so this is just 1 cup of water. Just add that to it. And I'll just have to remember next time to cook it with 3 cups of water and not 2 cups of water. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take them their food. I'm not gonna go over there and eat it with them because I'm really not even hungry. So I got these containers, I got them off of Amazon some time ago. And I'm probably gonna send them 3. There's only 2 of them, 2 people, but at least, well, we'll see if I have enough for 3. I'll just start off with 2, and then if I have enough for 3, because I'm not gonna leave all this stuff here and have to eat it all myself. Rice is kind of sticking together, but just kind of spread it out as I put it in the container. That's a nice bed of rice, isn't it? Okay, let me do the next one. And now we'll put our Tikka Masala over top of it. Be sure I get some potatoes in there with it. That's one of the key things. Doesn't that look so good? Now, I gotta be sure I have enough of the sauce. So let me get the sauce, be sure I have plenty of sauce, because that's what makes this whole dish. It's the sauce. All right, so just close this up. I think I got the proportions right. Put a little bit of sauce in this one, and that will be it. This is actually pretty heavy. When you pick it up, it's like weighs like a pound. I just texted them and said, "Hey, do you want me to bring you dinner tonight?" Because they work all day and they're like tired and exhausted and everything when work is over. And I used to be like that when I was working. Of course, that's been 7 years ago. This is amazing to me that it's been that long. Well, in July, I think July 5th, yeah, it'll be July 5th, will make it 7 years ago. I quit working. Never been happier. And let me just try some of this myself. So let's try it. Potato. It's good. The sauce is so good. This is heavy. There's a lot of food in here. Well, mission accomplished. The dinner cooking is done. I tested it. It tastes good. And I'm gonna go to their front door and ring the doorbell, hand them the food.